Episode 9 is set to include many different twists and turns by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, what's really intriguing to me is the character of Snoke and exactly what J.J. Abrams will be doing with the character, of course, in Episode 9 when it comes to his backstory and certain little secrets about the character here and there that will be explained through characters like Luke and Kylo Ren. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. However, when it comes to the actual identity of Supreme Leader Snoke, a lot of people have been starting to wonder exactly who he really is. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we actually heard about Snoke's real name being Evandor Snoke, which a lot of people were starting to wonder on as to why it is the way it sounds it is. Evandor Snoke doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense. Now, what's really intriguing is that it's described that parts of Snoke's backstory will be explained in Episode 9 by JJ through the use of flashbacks and dialogue from some of the main characters and new characters in the film. One of the descriptions describes Snoke going by the name of Evandor Snoke. It's described that the first name of Snoke is an alias that Snoke chose from an ancient Jedi that will be explained in future canon material of Star Wars that will be related to Episode 9. It's said that Episode 9 canon material will explore more of Snoke's philosophy and why he chose the alias of Evandor, an ancient Jedi who died thousands of years ago. So I really want to go over a couple of parts about this because I know that a lot of people are talking about Snoke's real name and whatnot. And a lot of people are wondering, does Evandor really sound like an evil name in a Star Wars movie for an actual name of a character like Snoke? And I began to wonder to myself, a lot of people have always been wondering more about Snoke's identity, his backstory. By the way, Rian Johnson, JJ, and Andy Serkis, they know everything about Snoke and they are keeping it a huge secret for a specific reason that we don't know about. So, Evandor, actually the name, alright? Evandor is an alias that was actually once a name of a actual ancient Jedi from many years ago, thousands of years ago. We're talking many different generations before the events of Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And we do know that Snoke has been around for quite some time. It has been implied before in the past that Snoke is at the very least in or around 900 to 1,000 years old. So, with that being said, the actual Evandor name being an alias, and an actual name that once belonged to an ancient Jedi that Snoke is using for a specific reason that is yet unknown. What's really interesting to me is why would Snoke even choose to have an alias at some point in time before the events of The Force Awakens? Now, could this have very well been an undercover thing, where he's actually a part of politics, perhaps, with General Leia Organa? And that's maybe perhaps how, Leia got to know Snoke? That's a huge question open on the table for sure. Now, past all of this, alright, a lot of people are going to wonder more and more about Jedi lore coming into play here for Episode 9, and I think that's exactly where J.J. Abrams is going to get things right, is Jedi lore. It's a thing that was promised to actually be a big part of Episode 8 in the marketing of the movie that wasn't actually really a big part of the movie at all. The real piece of Jedi lore in that film was basically just the Jedi tree and the sacred texts, and that was about it. Other than that, we really got no information on Jedi lore when it came to the Prime Jedi or the First Jedi Temple. We really knew little to nothing about all of that. You had to read the visual dictionary to actually learn a bit more about that. And I'm just hoping, how it goes over Episode 9 canon material, and material that's going to be connected to Episode 9. Could this mean that we're going to learn more about Snoke and why he chose the alias of Evandor being his first name in Episode 9? Through the use of, let's say, the actual visual dictionary of Episode 9, or is it going to be done through the novelization, or are they literally going to actually explain this in full detail in the movie itself, because we do know that they will be explaining this in the movie, and in, of course, other material that is actually associated with Episode 9. So, the thing here is this, when we look at Snoke as a character, the thing that fascinates me the most about him, and I know a lot of people out there think he's a boring character, and that's perfectly fine, I totally understand that. the thing that really fascinates me about this character is how long he's been around. He's been around since before Palpatine was basically even born. And not only that, he has seen the rise and fall of the Galactic Empire. He is the one individual who is able to turn Ben Solo to the dark side of the Force and actually pretty much cripple the character of Luke Skywalker by having Ben Solo burn down his Jedi Temple. So you can see, what Snoke has really done. He's done some pretty bad things, and in comparison to Palpatine, yes, he's done some pretty bad things too, but Snoke to me is on a different level of evil. When you look at him, at what he's trying to do, he's pretty much just trying to look out for himself and, kind of viewing Ben Solo as the perfect sculpture between both light and dark. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.